Good morning. Welcome to this yoga practice today. A seated yoga practice that we're going to be doing this morning. I was away last week. I think there was a recording that maybe some of you were able to access and do, but it's lovely to be back live this morning. On a pretty rainy morning in Edinburgh, so I don't know if actually in this room you can even hear the rain, but you'll be able to hear me anyway over and above that, I'm sure. So wherever you are, whenever you're watching this recording that I'm doing this Thursday morning, welcome to this seated yoga practice. So all you need for this practice is a chair to sit on that you can sit in comfortably. If you're joining us live this morning, then drop us a message just to say hello and let us know that you're here. Although I can't be with you physically in the room, hopefully we'll feel a sense of connectedness as we practice together, even though we're apart. And yeah, so you just need a chair, preferably one without arms. Good morning, Francis, and anyone else who joins us this morning. Hope that you're well. If you're coming to this practice with any injuries in your body or niggles even, just be aware of that for yourself. Listen to your individual body's needs and make adjustments if something feels painful to you or just really doesn't feel right, too far into that zone of discomfort for you, then just do a gentler form of a stretch or pose or movement. Even stop and just connect with your breath for a little while and then rejoin in when you feel able to. So I'll just give it a minute or two for anybody else to find us. I know sometimes it can be quite tricky finding the live sessions on whatever device you're on. So we'll give that a moment. If you are looking at this recording later on in the day or week or whenever it is, then welcome to you too. And feel free to just engage with this recording as you wish. You can just sit and watch it, but it would be great if you try to join in and do as much of the movement and breathing that you feel able to do. So good morning. I don't know if any of you have done yoga before or if you're new to yoga, but we're going to be doing a seated yoga class this morning. And this is just as much yoga as if you were on your mat. Morning, Justina. It's lovely to have you with us too. And yeah, so I'm going to head to my chair and we'll make a start. My feet don't comfortably reach the floor if I'm sitting properly on my chair. And it's good to have your thighs just kind of parallel to the floor. So if you need to just take a moment to grab a big book or something to put your feet on, then do that. And it just allows you to sit comfortably in your chair with your feet flat on the ground and not feel as if your legs are dangling over the front of the chair. It may be that you have long enough legs to just have your feet comfortably flat on the floor, and that's fine. But wherever you are, whatever kind of chair that you're sitting in, just make sure that you're sitting upright and comfortably in your chair. So with as good a posture as you can. And we kind of all know what that means. So just sitting upright, but not with a ramrod straight back, keeping that nice natural curve in your back. Relax your shoulders and just perhaps drop your chin ever so slightly so that you're not extending your neck and raising your chin up, kind of creating tension in your throat. So sit in a relaxed that upright fashion, just resting your hands in your lap. And we'll take a moment just to come into this yoga practice and settle ourselves in, draw ourselves away from whatever has gone on already this morning for us, or whatever plans we have for the rest of the day. Just for the next wee while, we'll take some time out from all of that busyness and do some physical stretching, but also find a little bit of space, peace and calm for the mind. So if it's comfortable for you to sit upright but close your eyes, then feel free to do that just now. Just drawing your attention inward a little. If it's uncomfortable for you to close your eyes, you just don't feel right doing that immediately, then soften your gaze and just look down at the ground in front of you. Begin to draw your attention inward and notice if there's any gripping or tensing anywhere in your body. If you're holding back your breath, or if already you are able to send your breath a little deeper down into this low belly area. So just take a moment to really relax this part of your body, this deep down abdominal area. Soften the tummy with gentleness towards yourself. Invite that sense of relaxed space around your belly area, just so that your breath can take up even more space. Take a few slightly deeper breaths. And thinking about this deep abdominal part of our body throughout this practice. This is a part of our body where we quite often hold on to a lot of tension. If we feel anxiety, our abdominal muscles can tighten up. Maybe we are conscious of this soft part of our body through anxiety or insecurity. But this is an area of our body that we can really engage with our breath, and it can really help us to overcome those feelings of anxiety. So it might help you just to even bring one hand just to that lower part of your belly. Notice if you feel any movement there with your breath. Perhaps an expansion or rising with your inhale, and then a falling away with your exhale. We'll take a few breaths, just breathing in through the nose if that's comfortable for you. And when you're full with air, just take a little pause at the very top. And then open the lips and sigh out. And really allow all the air to leave your body. At the very end of that exhale, you might feel a drawing in of these deep abdominal muscles. Just drawing in to force all of the stale air out of your body. A few more breaths like that. You can relax your hands in your lap again, or keep one hand lightly placed onto the belly there. And really noticing how that feels to breathe a little more deeply, and especially at the end of that exhale when these abdominal muscles perhaps start to draw in, expelling the stale air. And that's you already connecting with the really deep abdominal muscles that you have within your body. And these are your core muscles that really go all the way around your whole abdominal area. So we're not aiming for a kind of six-pack look in this yoga practice, but these deep pelvic and abdominal muscles are even more important actually for our whole yoga practice, our balance in life, our stability. So we're just drawing our attention gently to that area. So with gentleness towards yourself, notice that part of your body, notice your breath. This can have the effect of really settling our whole parasympathetic nervous system, that kind of rest and digest state of mind, which is the exact opposite to the fight or flight state of mind that we have when we're anxious or scared. And if you think about it, if you are anxious and scared, running for your life, you don't breathe deep down into this belly area, you breathe high up in the chest, hyperventilating. So by sending our breath deeper into these really deep core muscles, and keep that lovely slow, steady breath going, we can have a direct effect on our physical body and our mind, our state of mind, just really calming it down. Helping to smooth out those areas of anxiety or insecurity. And as important as that is in our yoga practice, it's a powerful tool for helping us to have focus in our practice, but we can also take it beyond our practice, out into the rest of our lives, kind of helping to ease any anxiety with our breath. We always have this tool with us. So take a few more really deep breaths, still opening the lips just slightly to finish that exhale. Drawing in those deep muscles. We'll do a little bit more work on those core muscles through our practice. But just it's really good at the beginning of the practice to really draw the attention towards them. We just often go through a day, don't we, completely unaware of those deep breathing muscles. So take one really big breath in, like maybe the deepest breath that you've taken all day, and invite a stretch into your body as well as you do that. Really as if you're wakening up the whole body. You can take a few breaths here as you stretch, just circle the wrists. Maybe you'd like to circle one ankle in turn, stretch out both legs. Lovely, and then sigh that out and come back to sitting up straight. Gradually open your eyes if you had them closed, or lift your gaze, let the light back in, and awareness of your surroundings, and we'll begin to stretch through the whole body. So still sitting forward on the chair, raising one leg out in front of you and beginning to take some circles with the ankle. So inviting movement into this joint. Notice how that feels to turn the ankle and keep your slow, steady breath going as you do that. Do you know what? I'm going to take my socks off here as I do this, and you might like to join me. So it's okay to practice with socks on. If you have shoes on, I would just invite you to take those off. You can be really brave if it's warm enough in your house and take your socks off as well. And it just invites a further sense of connectedness with the ground beneath your feet, and also just looking down at your foot as it turns around. Turn the direction back the other way, so that we're just rotating our ankle, feeling into all the nooks and crannies of that joint. Maybe you can hear some clicks in the ankle, and then replace that foot, and we'll just do that with the other ankle. Taking slow, small circles and then increasing the size of the circles. And keeping your slow, steady breath going. So building up this sense of calm and focus, rather than any busyness in the mind or anxieties that you might have. Slow that down and let's just turn that circles back in the other direction. If you have your socks off as well, you might notice you can involve your toes in this, giving them a wiggle as you rotate the ankle. Lovely. And then relax that. Let's give our thighs just a massage there. Release any tension there. And then around the knees, the front of the knees, and behind the knees. Lovely. And then sitting perhaps slightly further back, leaning back in the chair so that your upper back is supported by the back of the chair, but you're still slightly sitting forwards. And we'll raise one leg out in front of us. Point the toes away from you and begin to take small circles with the leg. Just really warming up that hip joint. If it helps you to hold the base of the chair, you can do that. And draw in those deep abdominal muscles as you do this. Okay, slow it down and we'll take 6 back in the other direction. Slightly bigger circles. 4, 5, and 6. Well done. Release that leg. Take a big breath in and a sigh out. Lovely. And then we'll do that with the other leg. So just small circles. It doesn't really matter which way I'm doing my circles, sort of outwards. Just to warm up the hip to begin with. Pointing the toes away from you. And beginning to draw these abdominal muscles in. So holding that part of your body quite firmly, engaging these muscles, protecting your lower back. And building up strength in that part of our body. Lovely. Slow that down. Let's take 6 back in the other direction. Maybe you can make them slightly bigger this time. 4, 5, 6, I think. One more for luck. There you go, and release that foot. Take a big breath in and a sigh out. Well done. We're going to work these deep core abdominal muscles a little more now. So if you'd like to just keep going with the circles, just one leg and then the other leg, feel free to do that. We're going to take it up a notch by raising both feet out in front of you. Point the toes away from you. Draw in, feel these abdominal muscles, just drawing in your pelvic floor, lifting as well, just to engage these muscles. Holding the legs out in front of you. Just to take it up another notch, bring your hands out in front of you as well. Look between your hands, almost as if you're reaching out forward in front of you. Take a few slow, steady breaths there, holding everything out. Lovely. 2 more breaths. You can do it. Lovely. And then release everything. Come to sitting up straight. Let's take a big circle with the arms all the way up and look up. Big breath in, and then as you breathe out, reaching forward with the hands with a nice flat back from the hips. You're bending all the way over and down around your legs. And then let your tummy just relax so that you can breathe a few breaths into your abdominal muscles as they just relax in this forward fold. Slowly begin to walk the hands back up the legs, unfurling the vertebra one at a time. Come to sitting back up straight. Well done. Lovely. So we're going to draw each knee up in turn this time again, further kind of cradling those abdominal muscles in towards us. So raise that one knee, draw it in. Take a few breaths here as you hold it there. Lovely, and then release it, and we'll do that with the other one. Drawing that in, hug it towards you. Notice how that feels in each hip as you do that. It might not look really hugged into you, that might be lower down for you, that's fine. And then release that foot. Sitting forward on your chair, we'll stretch that first leg out, bring the heel down to the ground and flex the toes up towards yourself. So that'll really change the feeling of the stretch in your leg, your straightened out leg there. So notice where you feel that stretch for yourself. It might be down the back of your leg and your hamstrings and your calf muscle, or it might be in the front of your leg and your shin. If it's painful for your knee, then just invite a slight little bend into your knee as you do that. If you can't actually really completely straighten through the leg, that's fine, but flex the toes up towards you. If you want to increase the intensity of this stretch, sitting up really nice and straight, bring both hands to that bent leg and just lean yourself forward, even a few inches. As you flex those toes up towards yourself, you'll really notice that intensify the stretch. So take your nice, slow, steady, deep breaths here. Lovely. Inhale yourself back up to sitting and draw that leg back in towards yourself. Straighten out the other one. So the heel comes down to the ground, kind of almost pushing away from you. And the toes come up towards you, really flexing up towards you. Sitting up nice and straight. Deep breaths. And then begin to lean forward. If that feels too intense, then just stay sitting upright. And bring your attention to that back of the leg, maybe the front of the leg, where you feel that stretch. And imagine that you are sending your next few breaths there. That oxygen that you're drawing into your body is going all around your body and going to those muscles which are stretching out there. We lengthen our muscles like this and then we rest them and they have time to strengthen. We're going to do ourselves lots of favours for our movement in our everyday life there. Draw yourself up on an inhale and then draw that leg back in. Or take some windscreen wiper movements just from side to side, sending the knees and loosening off any tension there. Keep sitting up straight and try and keep that slow, steady breath going as you do this. Lovely. Come to sitting up straight with your feet flat on the ground and knees and feet about hip distance apart, so you feel really solid and nicely in alignment here. You can either rest your hands in your lap or you can use your arms in this next movement. We're going to waken up the spine here by taking our cat-cow movement. So as we breathe in, sit up really straight, almost arching the back. So kind of shining the chest forward and looking up ahead of you. Open up this space at the front of the body here. To help you do that, if you like that movement, you can open your arms. Big breath in, and then as you breathe out through your nose, again, if it's comfortable for you, bring everything back into the center. Draw those core muscles in and round out through your back. Tuck your chin. And then begin to breathe in again, opening up the chest. So we're really moving our spine like this. You can make this movement quite small and gentle, just almost in the pelvic area as you straighten and round through your spine. But if you have no issues with your spine and you want to invite lots of movement in, then you can make it as expansive as you like. And try and make every breath last as long as the movement. or the movement last as long as your breath. So you might not be moving in time to me, you might be moving a little more quickly or a little more slowly, and that's fine. Lovely, and the next time that you've breathed out and everything is down into the center, just clasp your hands out in front of you, almost as if you're hugging a huge beach ball, and round out through your spine, so opening up the space between your shoulder blades at the back of your body. Drop your chin to your chest and send your next couple of breaths into that space at the back of the body. Lovely. Or release the hands, clasp either the back of your chair or bring your hands just onto your lower back and then really open out the chest. Take 3 deep breaths here. This time imagine that you're sending the breath into this space between your collarbones, the front of your chest. Lovely. Relax your hands back into your lap, come to sitting up straight again, and we'll take a side stretch here, but we'll do it with opening our arms. Take a breath in, send the palms up overhead, and then clasp the fingers above you. We'll send the palms of the hands up and then lean towards the right, so stretching out that left side of your body. And when you're doing this, if this is too intense, you can always bring your hands just to the back of your head there. So not pushing the palms away, bringing them to the back of the head. As you do this, doesn't matter how far down we go, just inviting a small side stretch is fine, but draw in these abdominal muscles. So you're giving yourself some support in the center of your body. Inhale yourself back up to sitting, and exhale over to the other side. So maybe you have your palms pushed away from you, stretching up, a longer stretch for that right hand side of your body there, or the hands just at the back of your head, a gentler form of this side stretch. Lovely. Inhale yourself back up to sitting and bring hands to the lap. Lovely. We're going to do a slight variation on our side twist this week as well. So again, inhale, send the arms widen up and just bring arms up overhead this time, straight up. If you need a little bend in the elbow and relax the shoulders a bit, that's fine. Take a breath in. As you exhale, open the arms out to the side, send one to the back and one to the front, turning the chest to the right. Opening up, you can even look back towards that back hand there. So you're kind of twisted to the side. This twist is coming from the midsection. If that just feels too intense, don't worry, we can do our usual twist and just bring our hands down to our the outside of that outer thigh. A couple of breaths here, really drawing in those deep abdominal muscles to give yourself space. And then on your next inhale, bring everything back to the center. Turn back to the front with arms up overhead. Breath here, in and out. And one more inhale. As you exhale, release the arms over to the other side, stretching them out away from you and turning your torso to the left side. You can really even bring your gaze around towards that back hand. Notice how this feels and try and invite a sense of relaxation into the shoulders. So the shoulders actually come away from the ears if you have them hunched up there. Couple of breaths here. Lovely. And then inhale again, back up to the center and release everything. Take a few big shoulder shrugs, really releasing any tension. You can involve the neck in that as well, in either direction. Lovely. And then inhale, arms widen up, look up. As you exhale, reach forward in the chair, folding down over the legs, and take a little rest in this fold forward. You can have your arms on your shins or just relax your hands down towards your feet or anywhere on your legs, even on your lap. And take a few restorative breaths here when you allow your tummy to relax, breathing into the back of your body. Try and allow your head and your neck to be relaxed as well here. Lovely. And then slowly walking the hands back up the legs, come to sitting back up straight. And we'll take our mountain pose. So hands, arms down alongside the body, palms face forward, feet really grounded on the ground. And just take a moment sitting up straight, shoulders back and down away from the ears. Crown of the head lifting, giving yourself lots of space in the center of your body. Take a few more of those deep breaths that we did at the beginning, where you breathe in through your nose and then open the lips just slightly to breathe out. At the end of that exhale, just drawing the abdominal muscles in, those deep core muscles, noticing how that feels there. As you breathe in, relaxing the core muscles, giving yourself space to expand, and then breathing out again. You might like to close your eyes just for the next couple of breaths and really just center yourself again. Noticing how you feel, having moved a little bit this morning like that. Lovely. For that last breath or two, just notice the ground beneath your feet as well. You might like to really press your toes into the ground, and then your heels. Lovely. And then as you inhale, you can open your eyes or keep them closed. Open the arms out wide, send them up overhead and look up. Big breath in as you breathe out, reaching forward once more, all the way down. This time we'll leave that left hand down there wherever it arrives. It might be somewhere on your legs, it might be all the way down at the ground. Then we'll breathe in to open up to the right. So the right arm lifts out to the side, and maybe working up behind you, you can look up towards that hand. Taking a couple of breaths there and drawing in those center abdominal muscles, so your tummy's drawing in. Give yourself space to twist. On your next exhale, release that right hand down and we'll open up to the other side. So inhaling, left arm out to the side, maybe even working up behind you as you open up that left shoulder, looking up towards that left hand. Each of us doing this to the edge of our own comfort zone, and nobody here doing this to feel any pain at all. Another breath in, and then as you exhale, bringing that left hand back to the center, and then slowly walking everything up, uncurling the spine as you come to sitting back up straight again in your chair. Lovely. We'll take some shoulder rolls here. So inhale, draw the shoulders up to the ears, draw them back towards each other, and as you exhale, release them down the back. Sitting up straight as you do this, connecting the movement to your breath. Lovely. Feeling a real release of tension with every exhale. Few back in the other direction, and you might like to involve the arms in this as we did in the cat-cow movement, just almost holding your palms out ahead of you, palms upright, and drawing the elbows towards each other at the bottom of your shoulder blades there, So your shoulder blades are moving together right at the base. Inhale to draw them up your back, draw them forward, and then exhale to release down the front. Lovely. Release hands. Bring fingertips just onto the shoulders. We'll take a few circles with the elbows here. Again, working into the shoulders. So again, each of us listening to our own bodies. Making these circles as small or big as feels right for your body. Connect this movement to your breath again. So breathing in as elbows come forward and together towards each other, out as they come back. And then you can make these circles as small or big as feels right for your body. So really feeling into that shoulder joint. Lovely. Slow it down after that last circle there. We'll turn it round and go the other way. So elbows come back and almost working towards each other at the back. And then forward and together as you breathe out. Lovely. And then relaxing the hands in the lap again. Sitting up nice and straight. Bring that right arm out to the side and then sweep it forward and across the body there. Use your left hand to draw it in towards you. So we're opening up the outside of that right shoulder. Take a few breaths here and imagine that you're sending your breath into the outside of that shoulder almost. So you can feel the expansion of that space that you're creating there. Lovely. Release that and we'll do that on the other side. So left arm comes out to the side. Stretch fingertips away from you and then sweep it forward and across the body. And then use that right hand to draw it towards you as far as is comfortable. Taking a few breaths still as you sit up straight here. So you're supporting yourself with your core muscles, supporting your spine. Opening up that outside space of that left shoulder. Lovely, and then release that. Again, we'll open the hands and then take hold of the back of the chair. This time opening up the chest again as we did back at the beginning, towards the beginning of the class. Opening up the chest, space between the collarbones. You can even look a little bit up ahead of you and almost imagine that your chest is kind of shining forward ahead of you, and that's where you want to send your breath, your next few breaths into that space. Lovely. Exhale, release everything. Take a couple of shoulder shrugs if you need to release any tension, and then come to sitting back up straight in your chair. And we'll take some circles with the neck. So again, you can close down your eyes if you feel comfortable for this, just inviting the focus of your attention a little more inward, or just really soften your gaze and begin to almost draw circles with the tip of your nose. You can connect this movement to your breath. Once you've felt into the parts of your neck, you can increase the size of the circles. Breathing in as you come up one side and out as you come down the other. One more circle in that direction and then slow it down. The next time that your chin is down at your chest, just leave it there for a moment. You can feel that length down the back of your neck. If you want to stretch that out further, you can even clasp your hands behind your head and just allow the weight of your arms to draw your neck into a deeper stretch. But if that feels too intense, just relax your hands in your lap. Lovely, and then slowly raise your chin. Be gentle with your spine as you straighten up again, and then begin to take a few circles back in the other direction. I've forgotten which way I was going then. It won't be the end of the world if you're going in the same direction as you were the first time. But just try and connect this movement to your breath again. So breathing in as your head comes up one side, out as it comes down the other side. Enjoy feeling into all those nooks and crannies of your neck. You might be hearing some crunching and clicking sounds in your neck. It might feel slightly scary if you've not experienced that before, but it's just really that whole joint releasing pockets of air and tension. So as long as you are not experiencing any pain, these little sounds that you can hear are nothing to worry about. And perhaps your neck will feel a little looser and easier, and thank you for this movement for the rest of the day today. Lovely. Next time your chin is down at your chest, just leave it there for a moment. And then slowly begin to roll your right ear towards your right shoulder. So just coming into that side neck stretch gently. If you enjoy this, you can point those left fingertips away from you if you have your right ear down. Extending that stretch. You can even bring that right arm up and over the head, cradling that left ear, just allowing the natural weight of that right arm to draw your neck into a deeper stretch, but not pulling on your neck. If that feels too intense, just relax that right hand into the lap again. Remember your deep, slow, steady breaths here. Lovely. Release that hand gently and use it to help your head back up to the center. Bring both hands to the lap. Take a couple of shoulder shrugs here, just to release any tension in the neck. And then allow the left ear to just drop down towards the left shoulder. Try to avoid lifting your shoulders up towards your ears, so relax your shoulders. Use your exhale to relax everything. Still sitting up straight. And then maybe stretch the right fingertips out away from you. Keep your slow, steady breath going. Use that left arm up and over the head if that feels good for you. Cradling that right ear. Just allow the weight of your arm to draw your neck into a deeper stretch. But not if that feels painful. Or you're worried about your neck. You're not going to be able to relax and enjoy this holding pose if you're worrying about injuring your neck. So just release your hands into your lap and take a gentler form of that stretch. Lovely. If you have your top hand over your ear, gently release that and use it to help your head back up to the center, being really gentle with yourself, and then come to just sitting up straight. Take any other movement that you feel you need for your body, maybe a big stretch as you breathe in, stretching legs out away from you, turning the hands, And then leaning the back of the upper back against the chair again. We're going to do one final bit of abdominal work since we started with that. Just bringing our attention back to this core part of our body here. Now everything in our body is warmed up. Bring both your legs out in front of you, pointing the toes away from you. Straighten a little through your spine and draw your pelvic floor muscles up. These are our really deep core muscles. Your abdominal muscles, so almost cinching everything into the center here. If you feel your legs out ahead of you, don't worry, this isn't going to last forever, making it sound like torture. Stretch your arms out ahead of you and look between your hands towards me. That's it, hold everything out there. Keep breathing in and out through your nose if that's comfortable for you, slow and steady. Holding this boat pose, a lovely Sanskrit word for this is Navasana, our Navasana boat pose. Lovely, almost as if you're reaching everything forward but leaning back. 2 more breaths, if you can manage it, well done. Last bit of work before our rest. Lovely, breathe out, relax everything into your chair. Take a really big breath in, you deserve it, and a sigh out. Release of tension. Allow your abdominal muscles to really soften here, just relax them. Lovely. You can draw each knee up in turn, or if you're able, you can lift both knees up towards you and almost make a ball shape as you sit in your chair here. If you have the first knee, you just got one knee in turn drawn in towards you, draw the other one in towards you. Relax your tummy muscles. And then release everything. Send feet out away from you. Relax your hands in your lap. Going to come to a very important part of the practice, which is our relaxation. And I'd love you to just give yourself complete permission to be as comfortable as you possibly can be in your chair. So just inviting a sense of release into every part of your body. Drop your chin ever so slightly down towards your chest. And then notice if you're holding any tension anywhere in your body. Just make a little adjustment, or give your fingers, your wrists, your hands a wiggle. Even wiggle your jaw. Sometimes we hold a lot of tension by clenching our jaw. And then most importantly, let these abdominal muscles all relax. If it suits you to take one more big deep breath and then sigh out, do that. But then let your breath just be gentle. So no more effort to go into your breathing while we're taking this rest. Relax all the tiny muscles around your eyes, and your cheeks and your jaw. Let your shoulders soften. And enjoy a couple of moments of just complete rest. And I'll bring us out of this time of rest just in a short while. There's no rush to come out at this time of Shavasana, our rest. And if you are really enjoying it and want to stay in this place of rest, then feel free to just switch off your device and enjoy a longer rest. Time of relaxation for your body, but if you need to get on with your day, then slowly begin to take some gentle movement through the body. Taking a few deeper breaths and maybe turn the head from side to side. Build up to a really big stretch once again, where you stretch feet away from arms, look up towards the ceiling. Take a couple of really deep breaths into the whole length down the front of the body. And then as you breathe out, come to sitting back up straight just to finish our practice. Separate the sit bones on the chair so that you can just sit up straight. Just for this final part of our practice, if you're enjoying having your eyes closed in that time of rest, you can keep them closed. No need to open them just yet. Invite the rest of the day back in. And you can finish this practice just with your hands in your lap or palms pressed together at your heart center. Just sitting up nice and straight, allowing your shoulders away from your ears and taking a little moment of inward reflection before we go back out into the rest of our day. A couple more of those deep breaths that we've practiced so hard through this whole hour together. And knowing that you can take this slow, steady breath with you into your day, into the rest of your week, having that effect of calming you down, easing out any anxiety. Take a really big breath in and a sigh out. Go well, my friends. Namaste from my heart to yours. Thank you so much. So I hope you enjoyed that yoga practice and were able to feel a sense of calm throughout it. If you are going back into a busy rest of the day, then I wish you well. And wish you well over the next week, and hopefully see you next week. Back for another recorded session. I'm not quite sure how long we'll be recording these sessions before we can actually physically get back together in a room once again. But I hope that you are all well, and look forward to the time when we can actually be together again. But okay, see you. Bye-bye.